Hello and welcome to a noob's guide on how to play Domain of Heroes. My name is Rue and today I will be teaching you how to create your first account and your first character. Domain of Heroes is a text-based MMORPG found at www.doclassic.com. Domain of Heroes was originally released in 2008 from a closed beta. However, it did have a server crash in 2014 where we lost all character, account, and item data. So if you are a returning player from before then, you will need to recreate a new account. You can use your old login email address. None of the data is saved, so you are safe to use your previous email or a new one if that's what you prefer. If you are concerned that you made purchases prior, you can have them reimbursed. I will leave the information for that either in another video or down below in the information box. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to check down there, and I will guide you through how to get that reimbursed. Fortunately, though, in 2016, March to be specific, Aaron, the game master, decided to bring Domain of Heroes back for a relaunch. So if you are here for the first time or a returning player, welcome, and it's good to see you. To create your account, you're simply going to click the green sign up button, and signing up is simple. I would be very disappointed if you could not do this on your own. However, what's a guide without everything included, right? So I have all the links pre-loaded so you don't have to wait for my computer to try to load everything up. So I tried to make that simpler for you. However, you still have to deal with my rambling. My apologies. So to create your account, you need a valid email address with a verification, which means type it in exactly the same. And then you also need a password that you need to verify as well. A sign-up code, I do believe, either has to do with referrals, as in having a player click your sign-up link to give you extra benefits, or it may be promotional offers, none of which I've ever seen in game, so I don't believe that's the actual case. However, that is conjecture, so leave that blank. It is 100% optional. Just a side note, multiple accounts, not allowed. You may have one account and one account only. I have special permissions to have this noob's guide account just for guide purposes. Once I'm finished with my guides, it will be banned so I don't gain an unfair advantage. That being said, if you accidentally mess up your character, your first character, say you chose a bad combination or you don't like how you disperse your stats, there is a way to delete that character and get one wish back to make a new character, and I will teach you how to do so. You can't create multiple accounts just because you messed up your guy. So please avoid doing that. However, if you do have somebody in your household, say a loved one, a family member, a roommate, anything like that, who wants to play with you alongside you, just send an email at Fernando@tandemgames.com or help@tandemgames.com. I will make a link to those as well in the information box below, so feel free to check there for that. And they will help get you set up on the whitelist so that you won't be automatically banned for sharing an IP among multiple email or multiple computers in the same household. So anywho, once you finish putting your information in, go ahead and click the join button, and that will bring you to the login screen. Go ahead and check your email for a verification. You click the link, verify your email. Makes everything run nice and smooth. Before earlier in the year, they were not working correctly. However, I do believe that has been fixed, and the emails are being sent out as they are supposed to. So you will be brought to your login screen. Go ahead and type in your credentials after verifying, click login, and you will be brought to the wonderful Create a Character screen. So you obviously don't have any characters to start with, you will get to create your own. Domain of Heroes is awesome because you have 30 races and 27 classes to choose from. That leaves a lot of options and opportunity for different builds that are unique to you and your playstyle. And it also gives you the ability to kind of play around and see what works for you, covering your weak spots on what your gear may or may not have. It's pretty nice to see how high you can get something as well. If you say you have a lot of good power gear, you can make a character with a power skill on both the race and the class and try to see how high you can go. That's a little further in depth, however. So to keep it simple, I'm going to suggest all new players start with what is known as a Magic Find character. Some of the more popular characters for Magic Find are the Gnome for the race and the Pirate or the Jack for the class. However, these guys have really low damage capabilities. However, they have very high luck and Magic Find capabilities, which is what affects the RNG to give you the best odds for a decent drop. I, however, personally feel it is more important to be able to consistently kill the creatures in the high level zones. As such, I suggest a new player start with an Orc Rogue. You're going to have a lot less problem fluidly killing the monsters in the game, and then you can worry about focusing on your luck and magic find after the fact. You still get skills that will affect your luck and your magic find to help you on your way. In fact, it's actually one singular skill that combines the two, so you get that benefit quicker in the game using the Orc Rogue, say, opposed to the Gnome, Pirate, or Jack. So, if you'd like to play around with other options, feel free to do so. Another reason why I suggest Orc Rogue is because they deal physical damage, and 14 of the 27 classes before the update for skills, this number may be off now that we've had a skill update. If you're a returning player, you'll notice some of them aren't exactly the same. We've added quite a few, but they're 14 out of the 27 classes have attacks that deal physical damage. The best case scenario for a mind character dealing elemental damage is 3 or 4 classes, I do believe. So swapping gear between the physical characters is a lot easier. So I would definitely suggest trying a power tune first. If you'd like to make a mind character, by all means, don't let me discourage you. Your character is yours and yours alone. You can choose whatever you want, even if it doesn't seem to make sense on paper. 99% of a character's well-offness, for lack of a better term, because I can't think straight, is completely based off of gear. So even though your skills may not reflect well and synergize well with one another, your gear will ultimately determine how strong and well put together your character is. Not to say that a class-race combination isn't going to help. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a hindrance. Just play what you would like to play and enjoy yourself, because that's the whole point of a game, right? However, like I said, I definitely want to suggest the Orc Rogue. That is my best suggestion I can give to any new player. As for a faction, there are 3 to choose from: the Brotherhood, the Knights, and the Legion. All this determines is who you play with. So if you have a friend that is a Legion player and he has a guild, a Legion player may only join a Legion guild. So if you want to play with your friend in the same guild, you need to be in the same faction. Personally, I prefer Legion. Knights are pretty cool. Brotherhood are cool. I've got friends in all factions. Choosing a faction does not bind you to that faction indefinitely. You can have 3 different characters, each in a separate faction. There is no segregation other than the fact that that character is bound. You can pay to have it changed, but we'll get into that in another episode when we go over account upgrades and stuff like that. So if need be, I will make a guide to further explain why I chose the Orc Rogue as far as the stats and the skills. I might actually go through it more in depth when I go through the user interface, which will be the next episode. So join me next time as we go over your first login. So I hope to see you then, and thanks for joining me now. Have a good day.